So the bottom line in all this, Corey, is that we went through this investigation 2 years ago. And everyone would expect that lessons would have been learned. But unfortunately, that hasn't proven to be true in this particular case, because here we are 2 years later, and we're having to file a complaint over the same factual basis that was part of the investigation 2 years ago. So the common denominator in all of this are the mayor and Officer Vappie. And I don't care if they're seeing each other socially, but what I do care about is that the departmental rules be followed, whether you're on duty or off duty. And either way you slice this, I think that this is a violation of departmental policies. Because if he's on duty, and despite everything that's happened, when the last investigation focused on him eating meals at the same table as the mayor while he's supposed to be providing protection, and he hasn't fixed that and recognized that that's a problem. So if he's on duty and he is not using his training and his common sense and following the policies, that's a violation of departmental policy. He was verbally sanctioned the last time, admonished. That's about the most low-level warning that an officer can get. He can't even appeal it because it really didn't mean anything.
Slap on the wrist.
Under normal circumstances, I think that this were a normal case, he would not have been put back on that unit. But he was put back on that unit. And what we're seeing is he went right back to doing the same things that he was admonished for and told that he shouldn't be doing in 2024. So now we've been informed. We made this referral, as I said, to the police department on Friday. Today, the police department called me and told me that they're going to be referring this case to another entity for investigation. They didn't tell me who the organization is. But what that tells me is that the police department learned their lesson the last time.
Yeah.
So the last time, it should have been farmed out because it involved the mayor of the city of New Orleans, and it involved a member of her protection team. And the federal monitor pointed out some of the problems with the way that that investigation was conducted. And sure enough, under the new superintendent, you're seeing a different approach to this. Rather than handling this internally where there's potential conflicts of interest, it's going to be referred to an outside entity. We'll find out what that entity is at the end of the day. But what hasn't changed is Officer Vappie's attitude and decision-making about how he's going to perform executive services in protecting the mayor of the city of New Orleans. So that picture that was taken, I think, is a more egregious violation of departmental rules with respect to executive protection than previously, because previously we didn't have a picture. We were just told that Officer Vappie would position himself and seat at the same table at some of the meals that the mayor consumed while he was a member of her protection team. So, but that was inside the premises of the restaurant. This is different, where he has exposed his protectee not just to who is in the restaurant that may have seen her come in, but has her on a public balcony facing the public. And the person that snapped that picture could have been more of a threat if they had a firearm. And Officer Vappie putting his charge, the mayor, in a position where he's exposing her to additional threats to her safety on a public balcony in the French Quarter in broad daylight is, I think, an example of exceedingly poor judgment that, if nothing else, should result in him being removed, in my opinion, from the executive protection unit. So it doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what you think. It matters what the investigators find. And When they make their findings, they'll present those findings to the police department and the superintendent, and we'll have to see how the new superintendent views the evidence that's presented to her for a decision as to what, if any, would be the appropriate discipline.